Snowpiercer. After an experiment to counteract the effects of global warming backfires, planet Earth is now in a new ice age. And the last bastion of humanity now survives in this super uber cool train that goes around the world and somehow is on a track that somehow never seems to require any outside maintenance. But yeah, so this is the new Korean sci-fi movie that is actually almost entirely in English with big Western actors. Probably most notably Chris Evans, or Captain America, as many people know him as. But yeah, so this film, basically, as I said, that was the premise, and now the train has become pretty much a huge class system, where all the lower classes are now pretty much in the back in like extreme poverty, constantly being forced to kowtow to the demands of the higher classes over toward the front. And good old Captain America is leading a rebellion to overthrow the rich snobs. That's pretty much the plot in a nutshell. Gets a lot more complicated than that, but basically this is one of those cerebral sci-fi action movies, which you really don't see too much. I suppose the closest two things I could compare it to would be either Children of Men or Michael Bay's The Island. At least in recent years, Michael Bay's The Island, which is a very underrated movie, by the way. I'm sure there's probably a few others that I have not seen that probably also comparable, but anyway, this is a very interesting movie. It has a very interesting history too. Let's see who directed it again. Yeah, this was directed by Bong Joon-ho. Yeah, unfortunately, I've not seen anything else by him. He's got a few big Korean movies that I need to see at some point. It's actually based on a French graphic novel. Let's see how you pronounce this. Forgive me if I butcher this, but Le Transparent Inch. Yeah, I'm gonna pretend that I can. It's interesting. I'm actually. It's usually easier for me to say Asian words than it is like European. I don't know. It's just me. But I don't know. I may actually check out that graphic novel at some point. But anyway, yeah. So this is an interesting movie. It's got a lot of cool action, but it's also a type of movie that makes you think. In addition to Chris Evans, there's also what's his name, Jamie Bell, who's on the AMC TV series Turn about the Revolutionary War, which is actually another really good series. If you haven't checked out yet, just check it out. And there's a whole bunch of huge supporting cast. Korean actors and actress, Song Kang-ho and Go An-sung. Forget which is which, unfortunately, but I know the actor. He's probably one of Korea's biggest actors. He's like Korea's Liam Neeson. He's been in a lot of stuff over there. And John Hurt and John Hurt and Tilda Swinton and Ed Harris all play important roles. I won't spoil anything to you, but it is a really cool movie. Like I said, the most of the first two acts are okay. Actually, no, the first beginning starts out kind of slow. With like pretty much most of the first two acts though are almost nonstop action. Well, maybe not nonstop, but a lot of action and a lot of really cool imagery. There is a night vision axe fight in this movie. I won't go too much into it, but it is probably the most memorable sequence in the film. Let's see, anything else worth noting? Yeah, this. I don't know if you guys ever heard about all the stuff this film went through with the Weinstein Company when they tried to put it through over here in the U.S. But I won't go into it. But that's definitely it's interesting. It's an interesting, cool story. But yeah, I really think they should have went for a wider release though, because considering the fact that it's all in English, there's still so many freaking awesome films that because they weren't made in the U.S. don't get enough attention here. I paid for this on Amazon because I don't live anywhere near one of those theaters that would have showed it during the run, and I don't think it was even on that time. I didn't even get to see either of the Raid movies. I'm still kind of pissed about that because nearest I live in Connecticut. Nearest theaters that show those types of movies are either in Boston or New York City. So yeah, but yeah, if you're not into those more cerebral sci-fi movies, then I actually you know what I still recommend that. I still recommend it. Even if you're not into this kind of sci-fi movies, it's still got enough like cool stuff in it for you to imagery and action for you to like at least watch it once. The ending, all right, you're probably either gonna love or hate the ending. I will say that. Now, usually when it comes to situations like that, the endings or any kind of thing where people usually say you either love or hate. I'm usually in the middle, and I was in the middle about it myself this time. But I can tell you, most people are really gonna love or hate the ending. But yeah, this is definitely one of the more unique sci-fi movies to come out in recent years. And Chris Evans proves he can act in this movie. Like he, he's not like the only like all the actors are good in it, but I think he actually steals the show. Personally, I think like he's definitely the best performance in the movie. And yeah, this isn't one of my best reviews. I know that, but I wanted to try and get the word out about this movie. It's on Amazon.com right now for rent. I'd strongly recommend doing that because I don't think it's on Redbox right now. Unless you have it on Netflix or something like that. But yeah, I definitely recommend watching this movie.